Consider this. A young boy born into a working-class family in Leningrad, USSR, would grow up to become one of the most powerful figures in 21st century geopolitics. This young boy was Vladimir Putin, born on the 7th of October 1952. His parents, Vladimir Spiridonovich Putin and Maria Ivanovna Putina, were ordinary workers, scratching out a living in the labyrinthine city of Leningrad. Their lives were painted with the harsh strokes of the Second World War. They survived the brutal siege of Leningrad, an event that scarred the city and its inhabitants, both physically and emotionally. Young Vladimir grew up in a communal apartment, sharing the cramped space with several other families. It was far from a life of luxury, but it was these early experiences that would shape Putin's character, imbuing him with a sense of resilience and a hunger for success. As a child, Putin was captivated by intelligence and spy movies. The allure of danger, the thrill of the unknown, and the satisfaction of outsmarting adversaries appealed to him. This fascination, paired with his natural curiosity and determination, led him to pursue a career in the KGB. At the tender age of 16, he knocked on the door of the local KGB office, eager to join their ranks. While initially turned away, his ambition remained undeterred. His path to the KGB was not easy. It demanded discipline, mental fortitude, and an unwavering commitment to his goal. Putin studied law at Leningrad State University, a stepping stone on his journey towards becoming a spy. It was here that he was finally recruited into the KGB, marking the start of an illustrious career in intelligence that would later serve as the foundation for his political ascent. A humble beginning indeed, but a spark was there, a spark that would ignite a path to power. From schoolboy to spy, Putin's journey to power began in the shadows of the KGB. The KGB, or the Komitet Gosudarstvenoi Bezopasnosti, was the main security agency for the Soviet Union. A young Vladimir Putin, fresh out of university, was recruited into its ranks in 1975, marking the start of a 16-year career that would take him from his home city of Leningrad to the heart of East Germany. Stationed in Dresden, Putin would serve as a mid-level agent, tasked with recruiting spies and gathering intelligence. It was here, amidst the clandestine operations and the cloak and dagger tactics, that Putin honed his skills. He quickly proved himself to be a master of manipulation, persuasion, and strategic thinking. His ability to blend into the background, to observe and to strike when least expected, earned him a reputation among his peers. But Putin was not just a spy. He was a student of power. He studied the machinations of politics, the ebb and flow of influence, the delicate balance between fear and respect. He saw firsthand the might of the Soviet Union, the strength and reach of the KGB, and he wanted more. He wanted to be more than just a cog in the machine. He wanted to control it. His ambition did not go unnoticed. In 1985, Putin was promoted to the rank of lieutenant colonel, a testament to his abilities and his potential. But even then, he was not content. He continued to push, to strive, to climb, laying the groundwork for the future. The KGB years shaped Putin, honing his strategic thinking and giving him a taste for power. They molded him into the man he would become, shrewd, unyielding and relentless, a man who would rise from the shadows of the KGB to the pinnacle of Russian politics, a man who would become, for better or for worse, one of the most powerful figures of the 21st century. With the fall of the Berlin Wall, Putin found himself on a new stage: politics. As the Soviet Union crumbled, Putin saw an opportunity to make a significant transition. He left the secret life of the KGB and stepped into the limelight of political power. In 1991, Putin returned to his hometown, St. Petersburg, where he was appointed as deputy mayor under Anatoly Sobchak. Sobchak was a liberal politician and a mentor to Putin, and their collaboration proved to be a fruitful one. As deputy mayor, Putin gained valuable experience in administration and politics, navigating the labyrinth of post-Soviet Russia. However, the real political ascent began when Putin moved to Moscow in 1996. Here he joined the presidential staff under Boris Yeltsin and rapidly climbed the ranks. His skills and determination did not go unnoticed. In less than 2 years, Putin became the head of the Federal Security Service, a position that once again brought him close to the world of intelligence and secrecy. But the political stage had a different allure for Putin. In 1999, Yeltsin appointed him as the Prime Minister of Russia. Yeltsin was in poor health and looking for a successor, and he saw in Putin a man of action, a strong leader who could navigate Russia through the turbulent waters of the post-Soviet era. And Putin did not disappoint. He quickly gained popularity with his no-nonsense approach and strong leadership style. By the end of 1999, Yeltsin had resigned and Putin became the acting president of Russia. The man who once lurked in the shadows of the KGB was now standing in the spotlight, leading one of the world's most powerful nations. From deputy mayor of St. Petersburg to the prime minister and then the president of Russia, Putin's political ascent was nothing short of meteoric. His journey is a testament to his strategic acumen, his ability to seize opportunities, and his unyielding determination to lead Russia. In a few short years, Putin had moved from the shadows of the KGB to the corridors of power. On the last day of the 20th century, Boris Yeltsin resigned and Vladimir Putin became acting president of Russia. The dawn of a new millennium marked a new chapter in Russian politics, one shaped indelibly by the steady hand of Vladimir Putin. Assuming the mantle of leadership in a time of economic turmoil and political unrest, Putin's first term as president was marked by a series of sweeping reforms aimed at stabilizing the economy and consolidating power. In the early years of his presidency, Putin launched a series of economic reforms, focusing on reducing state control over the economy, encouraging private investments, and improving the business environment. These policies, coupled with a surge in global oil prices, led to significant economic growth. Russia's GDP grew by an average of 7% per year during Putin's first term, lifting millions out of poverty and boosting the middle class. The changes were not only economic. Putin also sought to restore Russia's global standing, asserting its role in international affairs and rebuilding its military might. His tough stance on terrorism and his decisive handling of the Chechen conflict bolstered his image as a strong leader both at home and abroad. As the economy thrived and Russia's international stature grew, so too did Putin's popularity. Despite criticisms regarding the concentration of power and allegations of curbing political freedoms, Putin enjoyed widespread approval. His leadership style, marked by assertiveness and a no-nonsense approach, resonated with many Russians who yearned for stability and strong leadership after the chaos of the 1990s. By 2004, Putin's popularity was undeniable. He sailed to a landslide victory in the presidential election, securing his second term in office with over 70% of the vote. This victory cemented Putin's position at the helm of Russian politics and set the stage for a decade of continued economic growth and political stability. However, Putin's presidency was not without controversy. His consolidation of power and suppression of political dissent drew criticism from human rights groups and Western governments. Yet Putin remained undeterred, maintaining that his actions were necessary to restore order and ensure Russia's prosperity. As the decade drew to a close, the Putin era had undeniably transformed Russia. The economic growth and political stability achieved under his leadership had given Russia a newfound confidence. Despite the controversies and criticisms, Putin's first decade in power had undeniably seen Russia regain its footing on the global stage. Putin's first decade in power saw Russia regain its footing on the global stage. As Putin solidified his grip on power, a new Russian foreign policy emerged, the Putin Doctrine. This doctrine was built on the idea that Russia had the right to protect its interests anywhere in the world, which became a cornerstone of Putin's aggressive foreign policy. Putin's stance on NATO and the European Union was particularly noteworthy. He viewed both organizations as direct threats to Russia's sovereignty. Putin believed that the expansion of NATO into Eastern Europe was a clear encroachment on Russia's sphere of influence. The European Union, with its soft power approach, was seen as no less a threat to Russia's traditional influence in its near abroad. In Georgia, Putin's doctrine led to a 5-day war in 2008. Russia recognized the independence of two breakaway provinces, Abkhazia and South Ossetia, effectively annexing them. This decision was met with international condemnation, but Putin remained undeterred. In Ukraine, Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014 and ongoing involvement in the eastern Ukraine conflict are seen as the most audacious applications of the Putin Doctrine. These actions have drawn widespread international criticism and resulted in a series of economic sanctions against Russia. In the Middle East, Putin's Russia has been a key player in the Syrian civil war. Putin's decision to militarily support the regime of Bashar al-Assad was a clear demonstration of the Putin doctrine at work. This intervention was met with a mixed response from the international community, with some condemning Russia's involvement and others admiring the boldness of Putin's strategy. The Putin doctrine, controversial as it may be, marked a significant shift in geopolitics. It saw Russia once again asserting itself as a global power, not afraid to wield its military might to protect its interests. The international community has had to grapple with this assertive Russia, leading to a new era of global power dynamics. The Putin doctrine marked a significant shift in geopolitics, with Russia once again asserting itself as a global power. Despite controversy and criticism, Putin remains a dominant figure in global politics. His leadership of Russia, marked by a mix of strongman tactics and strategic diplomacy, continues to shape the nation's trajectory. At home, Putin faces a host of challenges. Economic stagnation, exacerbated by international sanctions, is a pressing issue. Despite Russia's vast natural resources, diversifying the economy has proven to be an uphill task. Moreover, societal unrest, underlined by protests against corruption and political repression, continues to bubble under the surface. However, Putin's grip on power appears to remain firm, bolstered by a carefully controlled media landscape and a robust security apparatus. Internationally, Putin's Russia finds itself navigating an increasingly turbulent geopolitical landscape. The nation's relationships with the West are fraught with tension, resulting from ongoing disputes over issues like Ukraine and alleged election interference. Simultaneously, Russia's growing alliances with countries such as China and Turkey hint at a potential shift in global power dynamics. So, what does the future hold for Putin's Russia? Predicting the course of international politics is never an exact science, but a few scenarios are plausible. Putin could continue to consolidate power, maintaining control through a combination of domestic control and international assertiveness. Alternatively, he might seek to groom a successor who can carry on his political legacy. The future could also see Russia increasingly pivot eastwards, deepening ties with China and other Asian powers. This could reshape global alliances and balance of power. Another scenario could see domestic pressures eventually leading to significant political change within Russia itself. Whatever the future holds, Putin's actions will undoubtedly continue to have significant ramifications, both within Russia and on the global stage. His leadership style, strategic maneuvering, and the sheer force of his personality have left an indelible mark on Russia's history. As we look to the future, one thing is certain: Vladimir Putin will continue to shape the course of world events. From the streets of Leningrad to the halls of the Kremlin, Putin's journey is a study in power and perseverance. As we've seen, Vladimir Putin's life is a testament to a relentless pursuit of power. From his unassuming beginnings in Leningrad, Putin's story is a remarkable narrative of ambition and determination. His early challenges in life, marked by poverty and hardship, laid the groundwork for his tenacious spirit. In the secretive corridors of the KGB, Putin honed his skills and built the network that would later propel him to the highest echelons of power. His tenure in the KGB was a crucial chapter in his life, shaping his worldview and strengthening his resolve. His political ascent from the mayor of St. Petersburg to the Prime Minister of Russia was a masterclass in political maneuvering. Putin demonstrated a keen understanding of the political landscape, swiftly navigating through the turbulent waters of Russian politics. As the president of Russia, Putin's influence has been far-reaching. His policies have reshaped Russia's global image, reasserting its position on the world stage. The Putin Doctrine, a set of policies aimed at restoring Russia's status as a global powerhouse, has had significant implications both within and beyond Russia's borders. Looking ahead, the future of Putin's Russia is a topic of great interest and speculation. As Putin continues to consolidate his power, the world watches with bated breath. What will be the next chapter in Putin's ongoing narrative? What will be the legacy of his leadership? In conclusion, the story of Vladimir Putin is not just about one man, it's about a nation's journey through tumultuous times and the impact of one leader's decisions on the course of its history. In understanding Putin, we gain insight into Russia itself, a nation that continues to shape and challenge the world order.